Hey guys, I'm Kelsey and this is my channel Literati Reads, and today we are doing part 1, 2, and 3 of my book haul. Basically the reason I had to split this into 3 videos is because I got a total of 49 books this month. Don't judge me. And there's no way. I mean, nobody wants to sit through an hour-long book haul. Here we go. Here is a lot of books. So what I'm going to do, instead of trying to give you guys a long synopsis or anything, I am just going to tell you what about these books intrigued me. And I'll leave the Goodreads links down below, so if you're interested, or if whatever I say that interests me interests you, you can go check them out. Okay, it's time to start. First off, we have The Blade Itself and Before They Are Hanged by Joe Abercrombie. These are high fantasy books. I really love high fantasy. They sounded like something a little bit different. It sounds like they are multiple perspective, which I really enjoy when it's done right. I have no idea. They were really well rated on Goodreads though, so. Next is an ARC from my friend. It's pretty old. It was released on July 12th, 2016. And it is The Light of Paris by Eleanor Brown. What intrigued me about this is I am currently on a adult fiction kick. I'm not a huge romance book fan, but I am interested in, like, not the recent past. So like in like the 1900s, I really like that era. I think it's interesting, and it's not one that I know a lot about, so that's why I chose this one. I also, sorry, my books are falling. I also just thought the cover was beautiful. Oh my god. Thought the cover was beautiful. Okay, I had to pick all these up. So this is The Warrior Heir by Cinda Williams Chima. I don't know how to say her name. Myself a little bit of cliche. I like the story of the normal kid getting dragged into this fantastical world and having to figure it out. Plus, look at that beautiful cover. I am all for the real simplistic covers. And I think this is a series. I think there's like 3 or 4 books in it. This is Matched by Ali Condi. I got it for 50 cents. I know that a lot of people don't like it, but I read the excerpt on Goodreads, and it sounded like something fun and easy, like that I don't have to really think about to read. So I'm going to read the first book, and if I end up enjoying it, then, sorry, I don't know if you can hear my dog growling. If I end up enjoying it, I'll just get the other 3. And next up, we have another Ali Condi book. This is Atlantia, and it is about mermaids. I've never read a book about mermaids, and that's kind of, or is it sirens? I don't know. So that's kind of the reasoning why I really love siren mythology. Next up is another ARC that was given to me by my friend, and this one is also one that's out. It was released in April of 2016. It is called The Other Widow by Susan Crawford. If you guys don't know, adult thrillers are one of my favorite genres of books. I love trying to figure out who done it. I love unreliable narrators, so this has promise. It's Next by Michael Crichton. I read Jurassic Park and The Lost World, and they were okay. They were average ratings for me. I think they were more scientific than I wanted, but not because I don't enjoy science in books, but because I went into Jurassic Park not wanting science, but wanting dinosaurs eating people. So I'm hoping I'll enjoy this book more because I'm going into it aware that he writes a lot of scientific detail. This synopsis is insane. I'm only going to read this one paragraph because this is what got me. Is a loved one missing some body parts? Are blondes becoming extinct? Is everyone at your dinner table of the same species? Humans and chimpanzees differ only in 400 genes. Is that why a chimp fetus resembles a human being? And should that worry us? There's a new genetic cure for drug addiction. Is it worse than the disease? If I don't like this, then I'll just never pick up another Michael Crichton book. The Death Cure by James Dashner. I have oh my god, I literally just forgot what the first book is called. The Maze Runner. I have never read it. I don't have the second book, is the Scorch Trials. A lot of people say they don't like his writing style, but I'm going to give it a chance. Fever by Lauren De Stefano. This is the second book in the Chemical Garden trilogy. The first book is called Wither. I do not own the first book. Again, with a really cheap book that was the second book in a series. And again, I think this is another dystopian. Like I said, I love dystopians. I'm not huge on these covers. I don't like faces on the cover. So if you know me at all, you know that Star Trek is very important to me, and that is why I got this book. It is Star Trek: The Final Frontier, and it's just one of the pocket books. They're really short, they're really easy to read. One of my favorite books in the world is the Star Trek motion picture novelization. I have a friend who is trying to collect all of the Star Trek pocket books, so when I finish this, I'll just send it to him. Oh, this book is a book that I owned, and then I gave to my mom, and she just gave back to me. And I've read this book before. Waves by Sharon Dogar. This is about a girl who dies, and it's about her brother trying to figure out, well, she's not dead yet. She's in a coma, and it's about her brother trying to figure out how to save her and, like, why she died and stuff. I picked this one up at a library sale like 4 years ago. Next up, another ARC that my friend got me. This one is a little bit special because this one is the only graphic novel I own. I own a handful of comics, about 200 comics, I think, 100. But I don't own any graphic novels, and this is called Afar. I think this is it's like a dystopian comic book, which two amazing things combined. And I love the art style. Let me see if I can find a good... Well, look at these chapter separators. They're beautiful. But the art style is so beautiful. It's not overly detailed, but it is detailed enough that it's enjoyable. And I'm going to read this soon, hopefully. Next up is a book that I won in a Instagram giveaway. And I actually already own this book, but I loved this cover so much, so I entered, and miraculously I won. And it's The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. And the next one is another ARC. It was released in January of this year, so this one's newer, and that is The Girl Before by J.P. Delaney. Again, it is an adult thriller, but also another part that interested me about this, I love architecture, and this is about some girl moving into a house that's like an architectural marvel. Next up we have Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. I got this one for really cheap. She has said some very unlikable things on her Twitter recently, and so I didn't really want to support her as an author, so when I found this secondhand, I was excited because the premise sounds interesting to me. Like I've said, I'm not a romance reader, as I don't like my books to solely be about romance, but this one is about a girl who is on her honeymoon, and she somehow gets transported back to like 1700s Scotland, and she meets this guy, and it's like a big series. So I'm gonna give it a try. If I like it, well, then I'll just keep buying them from thrift stores. The next one is The Little Paris Bookshop by Nina George. What interested me about this book is that it's a book about books. As a reader, I love to read about people who love to read. And last in this part, in part one of my haul, is Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert. We all know what this is about. Mainly, what got me about this book is I'm interested in reading some nonfiction. I think this is nonfiction. I think it's an account of her life. But I like travel books. I like books about food. I like to cook, so I thought this would be an interesting book. I actually already owned this book, but my copy was super water damaged. And so I just found this one, and it was really cheap. It was like 10 cents. And I haven't read it. Alright, so that's it for part one of my book haul. There are 18 books in this. I will hold them all up with the titles. Not that it'll matter because you won't be able to see them all. So, 18 books out of 49. Comment down below if you've read any of these books, if you want to read any of these books. Let me know what books you've gotten this month. I would love to hear. Let's have a conversation about some of these books or some of your books. Books. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye.